You know, it's one of those things that can drive a homeowner absolutely crazy. You look down one day and your beautiful, sleek laminate floor has this weird bubble in it. What in the world is going on? Well, in this explainer, we're diving into the expert advice from flooring contractor James Miller to figure out exactly what's happening right under your feet. Oh, it's that sinking feeling, right? One day your floor is totally flawless, and the next there's a little hill right where there shouldn't be. You walk over it, you feel that slight give, and you just know something's not right. So what's really happening here? And flooring expert James Miller just hits the nail on the head with this. This isn't some little problem you can just ignore. He says it's like trying to sweep water under the rug, and that's a perfect analogy. Because as we're about to see, water is very often the secret villain in this whole story. All right, so here's our game plan. We'll start by really understanding the problem. Then we're going to play detective and uncover the four main culprits. After that, we'll learn how to spot the early warning signs, we'll talk about how to actually fix the bubbles, and then we'll finish with the most important part, making sure it never, ever happens again. Okay, first things first, let's just talk about the issue itself. If this has happened to you, trust me, you are not alone. It's a super common problem that can catch even the most careful homeowners totally by surprise, turning something you're proud of into a real source of stress. So let's get our investigation started. This next part is all about uncovering the why. The four main reasons your laminate floor might be staging a little rebellion. This is where we get right to the root of the problem. Now, while there are a few different things that can go wrong, James Miller and pretty much all the other experts agree there is one dominant cause that's responsible for the vast majority of bubbling floors. Any guesses what it is? And there you have it. You're seeing that right. The number one enemy, the prime suspect, is moisture. It is, by a huge margin, the main antagonist here, responsible for a whopping 70% of all bubbling issues. Yeah, the other causes matter, but moisture is the clear villain. So how does this moisture get in? Well, it can be something obvious, like a big spill or a slow leak from your dishwasher. But it can also be a lot sneakier, like just having consistently high humidity in your home. And a huge mistake is skipping a moisture barrier during installation. That's basically like leaving the front door wide open for dampness to just creep right in from below. Okay, culprit number 2 is a step that's so incredibly simple, but you'd be shocked how often people skip it. Acclimation. Your new floor planks need to just sit in the room and get used to the temperature and humidity for at least 48 to 72 hours before you install them. If you skip this, the planks will expand or shrink after they're all locked together, and that can lead directly to bubbles. Culprit number 3 is all about the foundation, what's underneath your floor. James Miller has a great saying for this. He calls it building a house on sand. If the surface under your laminate isn't perfectly clean, totally dry, and completely level, you're setting your beautiful new floor up to fail from day one. And our final culprit comes down to poor installation. Here's the key thing to understand. Laminate is a floating floor. It needs a little room to breathe, a small expansion gap all the way around the edges of the room. If it's installed jammed up tight against the walls, it has nowhere to go when it naturally expands, so it goes up, creating those bubbles we all hate. Okay, now that we know the causes, it's time to become floor detectives. This part is all about learning to spot the trouble signs early, before a tiny issue turns into a massive, expensive headache. Your floor is going to give you clues in two ways, what you can see and what you can feel. Visually, you're on the lookout for any planks that look puffed up, maybe little ripples at the seams or swollen edges. But don't just use your eyes, use your feet. If you feel a spot that's a little soft or springy, or you start hearing a new creaking noise that wasn't there before, that is your floor talking to you. So, you found a bubble. First off, don't panic. In this section, we're laying out the action plan for how to fix it, whether it's just a small, isolated spot or a more widespread problem. First thing you have to do is decide, is this a job you can do yourself, or is it time to call a professional? The advice from Miller is pretty clear here. If it's a small, recent bubble from a minor spill, yeah, a DIY fix is often possible. But if the bubbling is widespread, the planks themselves look bent or warped, or you even suspect the subfloor is damaged, it's time to call in an expert. For those small bubbles, here's a simple 3-step method you can try. Step 1, use a hairdryer on a low setting to gently warm the area. This can make the plank a little more pliable. Step 2,
Place something flat and heavy, like a stack of books, right on top for a good 24 to 48 hours to press it back into place. And step 3, and this is critical, make sure the source of the moisture is completely gone before you take that weight off. And now we get to the most powerful section of all, prevention. Because look, fixing a problem is good, but avoiding it in the first place, that's way, way better. James Miller couldn't have said it better. This old saying is the absolute golden rule of flooring. A little bit of care and attention upfront will save you a world of headaches and a ton of money down the line. And here they are, the 4 most powerful prevention tactics. Notice a pattern here? Each one of these directly fights one of the 4 main culprits we just talked about. Acclimate your planks, use a moisture barrier, prep your subfloor properly, and leave those expansion gaps. Get these 4 things right, and you've already won most of the battle. And finally, let's just talk long-term care. These are the simple habits that make all the difference. The biggest point is to avoid too much water. Always use a damp mop, never a soaking wet one. Try to keep your home's humidity stable. Use pads on your furniture, and please always lift, don't drag heavy things. These small actions will protect your investment for years and years. So, in the end, it really all comes down to just paying attention. Those little creaks, the subtle springiness, the tiny gaps, they aren't just random occurrences. They're signals. Your floor is constantly communicating with you. The real question is, are you listening?